This short message hit an extraordinary turn of events. Information on the current position of the S4B, the final stage of the rocket, which had been jettisoned away 2 days earlier.
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's we've got these new aero kits, and Chevrolet has done a great job with providing us more grip and less drag, so we go faster on the straights and faster in the corners. So this morning was pretty impressive. When I first went out, the car was just behaving perfectly and it feels really good. So now we have the pace, so we're working on different items to get ready for the race in a hot condition like it is now. And it's actually a lot of fun to be back. It's like the first day back at school.
What they can do.
Well, that's the advantage at Team Penske. We have 4 really competitive cars, and the engineers work all together. We try different versions between each cars, and then we come back to the truck and analyze everything. The engineers do, and they decide what's the best package. So that's what we're doing. We're just trying to understand what's the best package for this aero kit, which is basically changing the whole car compared to last year in terms of setup, and then we adjust and we come back, and hopefully we're in good shape to win the race.
Last couple of questions. The differences there.
Yeah, for me it's actually a big change. Big change in my life, but big change as well with Team Penske and Chevrolet. It's a new engine for me. We worked a lot over the winter on drivability, and I gotta say it's spot on. It's really easy to drive. The turbo reacts really well, and the car, every year they provide us more horsepower, so there's been a big increase since 2012, and the cars are very enjoyable to drive. They've got quite a bit of power now, so it's quite interesting to drive around Barber for sure. Well, you're going through a whole item list. You're basically trying, stiffer springs, stiffer things either here and there, less aero, more aero, and more front aero, more back aero, and then you just try to understand what's best, what suits this track the best, and what suits this car the best. Again, we're discovering a lot of things today, so it's about being disciplined, going through all these items, and at the end of the day I get to tell my engineer, this is what I want, please help me, and and we make the car fast.
That's all I need.
Really, I mean, you just feel the car's more in the racetrack, you know, with the aero kit. It's tough to say, you know, which one's going to be an advantage for Honda or which one's going to be an advantage for Chevy. I think every different track we go to, we're going to see different characteristics from the two aero kits. So at this point, it's tough to say. I haven't even been on track yet on Barber, just because we were testing yesterday in NOLA, so we stayed over an extra day. Got a lot of good work done there, so I think we're heading down the right track. It's only the beginning of a long, long trip, so we're ready. I think with time and learning the kit, it'll become easier on what you need for certain situations. But right now, it's wide open, so the engineers are pulling a lot of late nights right now. I feel bad for them because they're up till, you know, the morning hours, and we're right back at it at like 8 a.m. So it's tough, but it's part of it. We're developing basically a new car at this point.
And you really need to get out of it.
Every day on track's critical. I mean, every lap, really. Every test that you do, whether it be a mechanical change or an aero change, every one of them is critical because, you know, we only have so much. Like you say, it's limited time before the start of the season. Once the season gets going, there's no testing within the season, basically. So other than a few open tests here and there, it's closed off. So you've got to get your work done now.
Yeah, the aero kit provides a definite difference. You know, the first time I drove it, it was noticeable. You know, there's just more lateral loading, and by that you can just, basically, I mean, you could just carry more speed through the corner. It brakes a lot harder now. I think we're getting about 30% deeper into the corners, and that made me feel it in the back of my neck. I mean, I've not been sore in my neck in a really long time, just because we train for it. You know, you get used to driving the car. Over the last 3 years, you know, I was really used to driving the DW12 IndyCar, and it was fine. You know, we were up to shape with where we needed to be with our necks, and I feel like now I'm not quite prepared. So these type of days are really good for us, though. You've just got to drive the race car, get used to where you need to work out your neck, and really driving the car is the best place you're going to get that workout.
And with such emphasis as that put on days like today?
The engineers are really busy now. There's just so much that they can do. It's not just a mechanical package anymore, it's an aero package too. And they've got a lot of pieces they can pull on and put on to the car. There's just more work to be done. You know, the engineers, poor them, they're going to be having long nights now. We try and stay as long as we can, but you know, we've got to go get sleep at some point. But the poor engineers, they're just here forever now. They're pouring through all the data, trying to figure out the best combination for things. But it is fun. It's fun to have more things to work with. I think the new aero kit's really fun to work with, just because it's a new challenge. You know, things can get dull after a while, and this has provided such a fun element for everyone. It's brand new. Honda and Chevrolet are figuring out what they need, and you know, we're working closely with Chevrolet to try and figure out how to maximize our car, and it's just cool. There's more excitement to it now. It's not just about trying to figure out the mechanical package, but you got to figure out the aero package too.
That's all I need. That was perfect.
Nice.
How's it feel to just be back?
It's been a long time, and obviously this is the first track that we actually raced the old configuration, and then now you have the new aero kit, so it's a little bit more of a comparison. NOLA, it was new for everybody, so it's, you know, so far I think it's just a normal test day. We don't know what other people are running, but the aero kit felt great. I think we're definitely going quicker, which is, we knew that was going to happen. So I think by the time we come to the race here in Barber, we'll be a lot quicker.
And can you feel a driver? How do you feel that?
You just feel faster. You go faster through the corners. You know, we have having more downforce. That's what happens. I mean, we're just really going through every corner a little bit quicker. The car has more grip. It feels nicer. We can definitely feel a lot more G's through the corners. So that's allowing us to go quicker.
The opportunity on the track.
I mean, it's extremely important. You know, we're not going to have enough days before the first race to really figure all of them out. We have so many options as far as front wing, rear wing, downforce, you know, and so I believe the Hondas as well. So right now we're relying a little bit on the engineers and simulation, and we're trying to minimize the amount of work we're doing at the track, trying to divide between the simulation and the racetrack. But it's complicated. I don't think anybody's going to have it all the way figured out by the time we go to St. Pete.
And last thing, Tony, in an IndyCar, how excited is this?
Well, I'm excited. I hope the fans are excited. I mean, I've been through many changes through my whole career, and this one, it's making us go quicker. The cars look a little bit different. I think the Honda and the Chevy ones are pretty similar, so the competition is still going to be, you know, pretty equal. So I'm excited. Hopefully we'll make the fans a little bit more excited. I think it looks more of a of an aggressive race car nowadays with all this different front wing, side pods and stuff. So you know, it's what we expect. You know, that's the progression. That's what we opened the doors for the engineers to use their knowledge and imagination. So hopefully the fans will like it. That's what we did that for.
So ahead. Whenever you're out there?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a difference in the car, not only in just overall performance, but in some of the certain characteristics. You know, it's better coming here, you know, a track that we have run a bunch on and have a lot more data than we did at NOLA, and start to get a handle on these things, because there's quite a bit to learn.
Speaking of which, there's Fortin's test like today.
Yeah, I mean, a test like today is the most important spring training we've had since the DW12 came out. You know, having to get through some of the different iterations of this kit and learn what works, what doesn't, what's good here, what's good in general. You know, there's, you know, as you say, hundreds of combinations that we can go with. Luckily, there's a couple you can scratch right off, you know, pretty early, which was good. Just the performance on track isn't quite what it looked like in the wind tunnel, so there's a few pieces that we can get rid of early, which is good. You know, less options for us to work through. But no, I mean, this is such crucial track time. Every lap right now counts. I mean, I wish we had more tires. We were just pounding around all day.
And then lastly, just to be excited about.
I think the fans are going to love it. You know, the cars look quite different. It'll be really easy to know who's in a Honda and who's in a Chevy. You know, this is what the sport's all about. It's about pushing boundaries. It's about developing. I know the engineers are excited to have a new toy to play with for sure. And you know, we ran with the DW12 for 3 years. It was time for an evolution. A couple more years of this, then we'll end up with a new car. So I think they've spaced it out really well, and hopefully just provide some good racing.